My dear, you were never the shore my restless waves sought. I loved you like a secret, even when you spoke too loudly. Your hands held everything except the heart I offered. We were two fireflies glowing close but never touching. Your love was a glass house, beautiful but destined to shatter. I searched your eyes for warmth, found only winter's chill. You are a song my soul cannot learn to sing. I was the moonlight you never wanted to dance in. Our love was a shadow cast by a flame, long extinguished. You held me gently but never truly held on. I gave you my silence, but you heard only empty noise. You were the wrong path I followed to find myself.
Your love was a riddle without an answer worth seeking.
I loved the space where you never bothered to arrive. We collided and crumbled, never to rebuild. You are the storm that broke without warning. I waited for you, but you were always leaving. Your lips whispered love, but your eyes screamed goodbye. I am the echo of a love you forgot. You carried distance like a cloak around your shoulders. I loved you wildly. You loved me barely. We danced on broken glass, pretending it was our floor. You were the fracture I still wear like armor. I kissed the ghost of who you once were. Our love was a secret we dared not reveal. You never fit the puzzle I was trying to solve. I loved the silence between your unspoken words. You were a flame that burned too close, then vanished. I held on to us, even when you let go. Your heart was a fortress. I never found the gate. I am the wound you refused to heal. You were the wrong song on my heart's playlist. We are two storms crashing without calm. Your touch was a question I never learned to answer. I loved you in shadows, where you never dared to stay. You are the ache beneath my skin's surface. I carried your absence like a hidden scar. We were stars that never formed a constellation. Your love was a flame too. Fierce to survive. I whispered forever. You only heard moments. You held my heart like a fragile promise. I loved you like a secret no one else could hear. We fit like broken clocks, always out of sync. You were the storm, I the broken tree. I loved the idea of us, not the truth of you. Your love was a mirage, beautiful and fading fast. I chased your shadow, never catching your light. We collided, then vanished into separate nights. You carried your silence like a weapon. I loved the ghost of you more than the living. Your eyes told stories I was never meant to hear. We danced apart, never finding the rhythm. You held my heart, but never learned to hold me. I am the echo of a love forgotten. Your love was a door I could not open. I loved you like a storm, wild, fierce, and fleeting. We fit like two pieces from different puzzles. Your absence is louder than any promise made. I kissed the idea of you while you walked away. You are the shadow that follows, never stays. I loved you in silence, even as you screamed away. We were two lost souls traveling separate roads. Your love was a flame I couldn't contain. I held on too long to a love already gone. You never fit into the story I was writing with my heart. I loved the silence you left behind. Your touch was a question with no answer. We collided like comets, brilliant but brief. I loved you quietly, while you lived loudly. You held my heart, but not my soul. We fit like broken glass, sharp and dangerous. Your love was a firework. Bright. Your name. You carried distance, but never distance carried you. I loved you like a secret kept between shadows. You are the fracture I still can't mend. We danced on shattered dreams, never finding peace. Your eyes promised love, your heart whispered goodbye. I am the silence after your storm. You were the wrong song. My soul tried to sing. I held on to us even as you let go. You were the flame that consumed but never warmed. I loved the ghost of who you might have been. Your love was a door that closed before I entered. We fit like storms, raging but never joining. I carried your absence like a hidden scar. You held my heart lightly, as if it might shatter. I loved you wildly. You loved me barely. You were a shadow I chased into the dark. We collided and broke, never to rebuild. Your silence spoke louder than any word. I kissed the idea of what we never were. You were the wrong path I walked to find myself. I loved the spaces you never filled. We were two notes out of harmony. Your love was a flame, bright but fleeting. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. My dear, you are not the perfect match, but your shadow still haunts my soul. I chased you like a star, only to realize you burn in a different sky. Your love is a language I learned too late to ever speak fluently. We fit like two broken clocks, always out of sync, never aligned. You held my heart like glass, fragile, but never quite in your hands. The space between us echoes louder than the words we never said. You were the wrong key in the lock of my secret garden. Sometimes love is just a beautiful mistake we pretend was meant to be. I wanted you whole, but you were fragments scattered across time. You are a poem I cannot finish. Your verse is too foreign for my soul's tongue. We collided like galaxies, but never formed a new constellation. Your touch was a whisper, mine a scream lost in the void. I loved the idea of us, more than the cold reality of you. You belong to a story where I am only a passing shadow. The moment I stopped wanting you. Perfect was when I saw you never wanted me at all. Our souls danced on different floors to rhythms only they could hear alone. You were a mirror cracked, showing parts of me I never wished to face. I carried us in my chest, but you carried only yourself. You stayed just long enough to teach me how to let go. The silence between us is louder than any promise broken. I love the ghost of you more than your imperfect flesh. You are the wrong song on the radio of my heart. I'm not a puzzle piece you can force into your picture. Your love was a season I forgot to prepare for. We are two different storms, crashing, but never merging into rain. I waited for your warmth, but found only cold fire. You are a story I'm still unraveling, even if it hurts. We never fit, but the cracks in between hold our truth. Your lips spoke love, but your eyes whispered distance. I'm the wound. You're the salt that refuses to heal. You never saw the depth where my love quietly drowned. We are constellations separated by dark space, still longing, still unreachable. You are the echo I chased through empty halls of my heart. I wanted to dance. You only wanted to lead alone. Your love was a firework, bright, blinding, then gone too soon. I tried to bend, but you never learned to stretch. You are the wrong weather for the garden I grew inside. We were strangers in the same bed, lost beneath tangled sheets of silence. I kissed the idea of you while you turned away from the truth. You left footprints in my soul, but walked away without looking back. We are two notes forever out of harmony, but unwilling to silence. Your love was a puzzle missing the pieces I craved most. I wore your absence like a second skin, cold and unyielding. You were a promise I knew I shouldn't have trusted. The space you left echoes with the sound of what never was. I whispered forever. You only heard the moment. You were never meant to stay, just to teach me how to leave. I loved you like a storm, wild, destructive, impossible to tame. Your touch was a question I couldn't find the answer to. I am a book you never wanted to finish reading. You were the wrong path I took to find myself again. I gave you my heart snap, but you read it upside down. You are the shadow that follows me but never stays. I wanted a home. You brought only temporary shelter. We are fire and water fighting to exist, yet drowning each other. Your love was a mirage, beautiful, distant, and fading fast. I'm the silence after your storm, empty, broken, but still breathing. You were the ache I never wanted, but couldn't stop feeling. Our love was a riddle no one dared to solve. I sought your warmth, found only cold shadows in return. You were the wrong poem to the song my soul sings. I loved the idea of you more than the reality you offered. We touched briefly, like strangers passing in a dream. You never fit into the story I was writing with my heart. I am the echo of a love you never wanted to hear. You are the fracture that splits my heart in two.
We are stars, close in light, distant in space. I held on too long to a love that had already left. You were the storm, and I was the broken tree. Your love was a door I could never fully open.
I carried us like a secret, but you spoke aloud of nothing. You are the question I never learned to ask. I loved the shadow of you, even when the light betrayed us. We were a song sung in different keys. You were a flame, and I was just dry leaves. I gave you my heart silent, but you only heard noise. You were never meant to stay just to teach me how to forget. We were two lost souls, traveling separate roads that almost crossed. I loved you in the space between who you were and who I needed. If this touched your soul, don't scroll.
Like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more.
My love, you are the storm I survived, but never truly embraced. Your smile hid the cracks I was too blind to see. I loved you quietly, while you lived loudly without me.
You were the wrong chapter, but I couldn't close the book. We were constellations fading into different galaxies, never to align.
Your touch was an echo of a love that never settled. I craved your fire, but you burned without warmth. We were two broken halves that never learned to make whole. You spoke in silence, and I screamed for words. I held on to shadows of you that disappeared in daylight. You were the silence between my desperate pleas. Our love was a fragile thread snapping beneath our weight. You left footprints on my soul, but never stayed to heal the wounds. I was a flame. You were the wind that scattered me. You carried your distance like armor, impenetrable and cold. We danced around each other, but never touched the same rhythm. Your absence is louder than any. Presence I've known. I loved a ghost of you that never was fully alive. You were the wrong song playing on repeat inside my mind. I gave you my heart, but you traded it for empty promises. We were a poem half written, the last lines lost forever. You were a mirage I chased, dissolving before my eyes. I bled love quietly, while you wore indifference like a crown. Your eyes told stories I was never meant to hear. We were strangers holding hands, pretending to belong. You were the ache beneath my skin I cannot forget. I loved you like a storm, wild, destructive, and unforgettable. You held my heart lightly, as if it might shatter with your touch. Our love was a flicker, fading before the night fell. You were the fire I could never warm myself by. I whispered your name to the void. It swallowed me whole. You were a puzzle missing the pieces I desperately sought. I loved the spaces you left empty, hoping they'd fill with us. Your touch was a question I never found the answer to. We collided like comets, burning bright, but never lasting. You are the shadow I chased in the fading light. I loved you in silence, even as you screamed away from me. You were the wrong place my heart tried to call home. Our souls touched briefly, then drifted into separate storms. I carried your absence like a secret tattoo on my soul. You are the crack in my armor, both wound and weapon. I wanted your love to be a refuge, but it was a battlefield. We fit like broken glass, sharp, dangerous, but never whole. You were the wrong star, lighting my darkest nights. I loved the ghost of you more than the living truth. Your love was a firework, beautiful but impossible to hold. I gave you my heart's map, but you read it wrong. You never saw the depths where my love quietly drowned. We were two different storms, crashing without ever merging. Your lips promised love, but your eyes whispered goodbye. I loved you. Like a secret, hidden and fragile. You were the ache I never wanted but couldn't ignore. We danced on broken glass, pretending it was our floor. Your love was a question I was too afraid to ask. I held on too long to a love already gone. You were a flame I chased, only to burn alone. I loved you like a poem no one understood. You were the wrong path I took to find myself. Our love was a riddle with no solution. You stayed just long enough to teach me how to leave. I love the idea of you more than the reality gave. You are the silence after the storm I cannot escape. I kissed your shadow, never the man you became. We were stars close in light, distant in space. Your love was a door I could never fully open. I carried us like a secret you forgot to keep. You were the wrong song on my soul's playlist. I loved you like a dream I couldn't wake from. You were a fracture splitting my heart in two. We were two notes, forever out of harmony. Your touch was the question I never learned to answer. I loved the shadow you cast, even in the light. You are the ache beneath my skin I carry silently. I was the echo of a love you never wanted. You were the wrong weather for the garden I grew. I held on to us. I whispered forever. You heard only the moment. You never fit into the story I was writing. I am the wound. You're the salt refusing to heal. We touched briefly, like strangers passing in a dream. You were the storm. I was the broken tree. I loved you in the spaces between who you were and needed to be. Your love was a flame, bright but impossible to keep. I gave you my silence, but you only heard noise. We were two lost souls traveling roads that almost crossed. You are the fracture I can never mend. I loved you like a fire I could never contain. Silence after your storm. You were the wrong puzzle piece in my life's picture. I loved you like a secret no one else knew.